Hello there, and welcome to this week's Facebook Live. Now, this month we've been talking a lot about websites. We've been talking, last week we talked about, how to, why people are not buying on mobile devices. And I thought that this week we could, take it out a little bit further and talk about ways that you can actually up-level your mobile website, how you can work out, ways to make more sales from what you've already got. Because, your website is a key part of your overall marketing structure. So making sure that you get the most out of it is where we want to be when it comes to marketing. So as a retailer, you know that it's imperative to have a mobile e-commerce site. And statistics show that a huge amount of people will browse your web store before they come into your physical store. Now, I did actually say this statistic a few weeks ago. I think it was something like 76% of people will actually browse on your store, on your web store, before they come into your shop. So it's really important to actually have that web store, obviously, even if you're not making huge amounts of sales from it. But if your web store is the only thing that you trade off of, people are going to be browsing on your site, and they're probably going to be browsing on a mobile device. Now, again, statistics are showing that more traffic is browsing your site on a mobile device than there are on a desktop. So whether your online store is your only trading platform or it's just, one part of your omni-channel retail experience, there are ways to take it to the next level and get more sales in the process. And that's what I want to show you today. First of all, you need to make it easy to buy. Sounds like the easiest thing in the world, but here is a tip for you. When it comes to e-commerce shopping, people are dumb. It's such a generic thing, but I have been in e-commerce for nearly 10 years now, and people are dumb. You just have to go, bring it down to the most simplest way that someone can do something. So let's talk about browsing on a mobile device. A lot of people, probably the majority of your traffic is going to browse on your mobile device. And statistics tell us that most customers purchase on a desktop. Now, it's because we actually know what to expect when we're shopping on different devices, whether it's on a mobile a phone or a tablet or on a computer. We know the experience, and we know that if we have a smaller device, you'll be fumbling with numbers, the @ symbol in your email, you have to click the button to get up to the next level of the keyboard, and typing out your lengthy postal address. It's off-putting for most shoppers when it comes to mobile devices. So they're happy to browse, and they're happy to look around and perhaps even bookmark, but they'll save the actual checkout process until they get back to a desktop. So this is, we talked a lot about this a couple of weeks ago, but this does not mean that you should abandon the mobile cart process. That's such a pun, isn't it? Did you know that on many sites, you can actually change the keyboard that appears for different fields, for different form fields? So, for example, is having a keyboard that includes the @ symbol in the email field, or having a number keyboard in the credit card field. So having these sorts of things is going to actually allow people who are on a mobile device to breeze through checkout. So making it easy to buy. That is the first way to up-level your mobile experience. Okay, next up is, it is time to give your checkout a checkup. Now, where possible, don't make people go through the whole checkout process just to see how much shipping is going to be. When it comes to customer experience, nothing turns a sale away as quick as the cost of shipping. Now, as a retailer, you can't always afford to absorb those cheap shipping costs, so be really transparent when it comes to shipping. If you offer free shipping over a certain amount, then say so. Make it really prominent throughout your whole shopping experience. Have it in a header bar, have it everywhere. But by the same token, if somebody's going to incur extra expenses, maybe it's a heavy item or an oversized item, make it super clear in the product description that standard shipping does not apply for this item. Now, I would love you to go one step further and put an actual shipping estimate calculator inside of that product description, because people are going to see straight away how much it's going to cost them. And you don't want them to go right through the checkout process, because it is so frustrating only to find out that the shipping is going to tank your idea of buying the product. Okay, and the third thing I want you to look at when we're talking about up-leveling your mobile experience is thinking about what happens afterwards. When it comes to up-leveling the online shopping experience, think about what happens next. Do you send out those standardized email confirmations, the ones that are set up inside the system of your e-commerce platform, order confirmed? It only takes a couple of minutes to edit those templates and give it your brand voice. Make them fun, make them exciting, make people really anticipate the fact that their products are on the way. And does your system actually automatically update the customer throughout the delivery schedule, right from packing and dispatch all the way through delivery? Now, not only is it keeping your customer informed, that's a courtesy, but it also adds to the hype and the anticipation that we all get when our purchases are due to arrive. And, this is not necessarily the next tip. I was only giving you 3 tips and you've had those already. Make it easy to buy, give your checkout a checkup when it comes to shipping, and think about what happens after the sale. But here's an extra tip for free. When was the last time that you looked at your site through the eyes of someone who's just discovered your store? Now, on a mobile device, I would love you to go through and navigate your own store. Put items in a cart. Give yourself a thing to think about. I'm going to go shopping for a blue scarf, and see how easy it is to find the blue scarf. Put it in the cart. Go right through the checkout process and see what happens. How easy is it to navigate? Net-a-Porter co-founder Megan Quinn, I listened to her speak last year, and she was saying that she quite regularly ordered items from her own online store to assess the customer experience and for quality control. They're very, very fussy about the way that their orders get delivered and the way that they're packaged. So she would order things and send gifts to friends, and then she would ring them up and say, how did it arrive? Can you take a picture? Can you let me know? Because that would allow her to go back and see what step in her process was broken and what needed to be retrained, because that was their standard and their customers expected this standard. And if they weren't getting it, they would lose their customers. So extra tip number 4 is to actually go through the entire cart process and potentially even have something delivered to yourself or a friend, and follow up on how the whole process was. Ask them, if you send it to a friend, ask them, did they like the notifications? Did they want more? Did they want less? Today, the only barrier to entry to open an online store, well, there kind of isn't one. For less than $50, you can set up your own e-commerce website. Being online is no longer enough. And as a retailer that wants to continue to grow, you need to be constantly reassessing your store. You need to tweak it to enhance the customer experience, to be on top of your SEO and your marketing. But most importantly, seeking out small ways to make big changes. And those 4 strategies can help you do just that. Now, if you're looking for even more ways to take your retail store to the next level, grab my free guide on how to become an e-commerce copywriting ninja. You can grab that for free over at selenaknight.com/ninja. For now, I hope that those 3 or 4 strategies can help you go back, look at your website, and make a few tweaks and grow your sales. Until next week, be profitable.
This episode is brought to you by my new resource, the 5-Minute Hack to Make You a Copywriting Ninja. If you have an online store, then this is for you. It will show you exactly how you can update your product descriptions in order to make more sales. Download it for free at selenaknight.com/ninja.